libations for happy hour, something a little different. Those of you who are in Long Beach will probably recognize it's a Cofferty, one of my daughter's favorite places. So we have 4 people who were looking forward to this. Hopefully they got the right link. I do have the old system on Zoom, and if I navigate away from here, I may lose you, but I'll be right back. There we go. So, how's everybody doing? I am happy and grateful and enjoying being out in not the rain here in Southern California. If you missed my very interesting show this morning on sexual, let's see, yesterday was sexual addiction. This morning was sex appeal. And some people wanted to talk about that tonight, but we don't have to. I know somebody was looking forward to asking me about my book and how to publish a best-selling book. So if you have a question for me in this Get Happy Hour, cheers, you can put it in the chat and I will do my best to answer. And I can't really see who you are until you actually put something in there. So I see eyeballs. And okay, so there is one on the way. What's your favorite drink? That would be a good question to ask. This is, take a guess at what this is. This is mango tea, Taiwan style, and it has half, what is that? It's jelly, lychee jelly, and half aloe vera. So, cheers to you. Here's to going up. Hashtag UP, unlimited possibilities, which is your birthright, just like happiness is for you to claim, so that you can, really enjoy this thing called life. Obviously, that's my Kool-Aid, and I'm asking you to drink it as well. Let's see, I'm going to put some music on, which is something I get to do. Let's see, let's start with this one. Let's see if I can, we do have somebody here. Let's see, we have Michael.
Hello.
Hello, Michael. Welcome to Happy Hour.
Thank you.
How's that music? Is the music too loud? Do you hear it?
I don't hear music. I hear a siren.
Oh.
Hi, this is Dr. Marissa reporting live.
I'm outside.
Okay.
Let's see what the layout's gonna look like here. I did not get out of the meeting in time to make it back to my home studio, which is fine because I have a very smart phone that allows me
I'm a,
to.
I have a very smart phone, but it's smarter than I am, so doesn't help me much.
There we go. Let's see. Let's see how this looks. Is that better, or is that too
Yeah,
big?
no, that's great. I can see it.
Okay.
Looks fine.
So, Michael, what can I do for you in this happy hour? You get to ask me any question you'd like, and I will answer you as well as I can. And sky's the limit.
Sky's the limit. How high is the sky?
I started with that. The theme for this year is hashtag UP. Let's all go up.
Up.
And up stands for unlimited
Okay.
possibilities. Unlimited possibilities. So that's what right now the topic is.
Okay.
And once, if anyone else wants to jump in, they can add to that topic. But let me ask you a question.
Sure.
Um, what is one thing that would up level your happiness right now?
Well, uh, I have a funny thought about that, and that is you start with happiness. If you're counting on external factors to create your happiness, then you're not going to find it, or you're not going to be able to take advantage of the best happiness that you can have. So I try to start with happiness and say, all right, these are the things I want to accomplish. And if I'm not happy, I'm not going to accomplish them. One of the
Mm-hmm.
big projects I have right now is a feature film that I'm producing. We're looking for funding. And I could say, all right, when I get funding on that movie, then I'll be happy. No, now that I'm happy, the chances of getting the funding are much better. So that's where I'm at in this process today.
Sounds like you are a law of attraction student.
Actually, I have not ever seen that. I have seen The Secret and I've seen a couple of other things, but I have never seen The Law of Attraction. I
Oh,
understand it, I get the point, but I have not ever seen the video or the audio or anything else on it.
well,
Can
that's very interesting because you used the same terminology as Esther Hicks does when she talks about how do we get from here to there, and it's not what we think about having to manipulate things or to force things or coerce things to bend to our will, but instead it is just lining up with the knowing that it's already done
right?
and that we just are in a good place, not asking, where is it? Where is the funding? Where's the funding? When is the movie going to happen? Am I going to have this actor? Is this going to happen? And instead, just enjoy what you're doing
Right.
and be happy with where you are. So it's interesting that you have not been a student of this in a traditional sense of studying it, but I do also believe that all of this wisdom is out there and everyone intrinsically knows it. And Abraham will say, I'm not teaching you anything, you already know it, I'm just reminding you.
Yeah. Well, I think it's a universal concept. I have been um, back in the 90s. I was completely depressed and thinking about ending it all. And fortunately, my wife, who I don't seem to be able to drive away for 40 years, uh, grabbed me and got me into some counseling. And that led from one thing to another. One of the things that I was involved in early on was Psi seminars, which has a very similar approach. That and Landmark and several of the other programs like that. And then I spent the money, quite honestly, to go to a coaching school. So a lot of the philosophies that I live with and try to practice on a regular basis come as a combination of all of that particular education. So while I've not specifically gotten into the program of law of attraction, I've gathered a lot of that material from other sources. So it's an important thing. I have
Absolutely.
I
I'm
have
going
a
to go ahead.
I have
I'm
another.
going to show you this the sky over there.
That
Look at that. Is that the most beautiful color?
it is. It is. I'm in New Mexico. We have great color all of the time for our skies. So it's always impressive to see what it looks like in other parts of the place. That particular one this evening looks really cool.
Yes, the
So,
color. Absolutely.
where are you? Where are you now? You're in. Are you in Los Angeles or San
I'm in Southern
Francisco?
California.
Southern California. Okay.
I'm a California girl through and through.
Okay.
And I am sitting in Long Beach right now having my happy hour libation, which is a mango ice cream tea with aloe and lychee bits.
And What's what was the last piece of that? Aloe and what?
Lychee jelly?
Oh, lychee. Okay. All right.
Yeah. So I am here. I didn't quite make it back to the home studio. So I thought, I'm not even going to try to get caught in the elevator on the way up, and I'm
Yeah, I
just going to
know.
stop and have a nice happy hour drink
Yeah.
and enjoy myself. So, yes, that is, I actually do practice what I teach. Not all the time. But you know what I'm thinking? I'm going to turn this around so we get to see that in the sunset while it's still happening.
Oh, yes.
And that way
That's a great plan.
we can have that on camera.
I have been in Southern California on a number of occasions and had the pleasure of watching that sun go down over the ocean. Just a phenomenal sight.
Yes, and I am so fortunate that I get to actually live on the water.
Ah, okay.
So that's a
I,
lucky thing that I have.
I don't
Um,
think I would want to live anywhere but on the water if I were going to be out there. It
yes,
doesn't.
for sure, for sure. Now, you shared with me when you went to Dr. Life that there were some hard things going on right now with your situation and your life. And so, in an effort to earn my keep, even though I don't have a tip jar out and you're not paying me,
Okay.
but love, I would love if you are willing to share, because the best way that people can feel better is not the best way, but one of the most powerful ways is when people can identify with
Sure.
something that someone else is going through. So if you would be willing to sort of share some of the things, and then what I'll do is try to be open to solution that comes through me. And I'm sure you've done a lot of the things that I'm going to say. But if you're open to it, I would love to give you some free happy tips to
Great.
see if anything will help alleviate. And again, I'm sure with your practice that you know um, things to do and things to say most of the time, 88% of the time.
Hey,
But
we're human.
but maybe I can offer a couple percentage.
Sure. Why not? Why not? When I said that we were going through some tough times right now, we are both, my wife and I are both currently recovering from a bout with COVID.
Mm.
We are both high risk uh, candidates for not having it, but
Mm.
we've had all of the vaccinations. So I'm fairly comfortable that it's on its way out the door now, and that's a good thing. She has had some really interesting trials throughout her life in that we've been married for 40 years now, and early on in the marriage, she was diagnosed with MS and
Mm.
multiple sclerosis, and then she was diagnosed at some point with breast cancer and had a single mastectomy. And at that point, then after that, the joints started giving out, and she now has to have a full shoulder replacement on both shoulders eventually, but right now the one. We were on the way to have that surgery done a couple of weeks ago when we got there. The tech did, of course, the COVID test, and we or she came back positive, and it was like, surgery's off. Wait till later. And one of the other things now, my youngest daughter, has just been diagnosed with a very aggressive breast cancer, and they are doing chemo starting on Monday. So it's those kinds of things that are, uh, I say, complicating life. We've been doing this long enough that we know we can wallow in it if we want to, but that's certainly not going to fix it. It's not going to change any of it. So we might as well be happy and make the best of what times we do have around it and deal with it. The other thing that I am particularly attuned to is that everybody, and I mean literally everybody, has something in their life that's as major as what we sound like we have. Well, yes, it's major, but the thing that, what is it? Um, Pain is mandatory, suffering is optional. Yeah. So, wow.
You took my first tip out of my mouth.
Yeah. I mean, it's about choice. I mean, it really is. You can choose to be unhappy. You can choose to be a victim. I choose not to be.
Although the one thing that I will say, um, to to sort of contradict myself, and what you're saying is what I usually say, which if you've been listening to me at all, you know that's what I say. Uh, but I do, and this is where I veer a little bit, tiny, slight little bit from those that say there's no benefit at all to not feeling good. There's no benefit at all to wallowing. I agree with that. There's no benefit to wallowing ever. So when you're marinating in it and, oh, poor me, if you're doing that for more than 16 seconds, you're going to continue to do that for a long time, because
Yeah.
that's the part of the teaching that I do believe that's actually quantified. 16 seconds, you'll bring another thought that will, exasperate what that is. But on the other hand, if you spend a minute in gratitude, which is why I do the gratitude sandwich in the morning, you can really manifest something fabulous as a direct result of the consistent good feeling thoughts. But I have found that if I let myself actually um, have a hissy fit. So I taught this to my daughters, that when shift happens, when shiitake happens, and we don't like it, and it doesn't feel good, and it's like, my example would be losing a $200,000 consulting project. I had the unexecuted um,
Yeah.
docket in my hand. Have you heard me say this story?
I don't think so.
Okay, good. So I got a call from HR. Your sponsoring executive just got canned. The contract is null and void. And I said, thank you very much. I hung up the phone, and my discipline immediately went to, okay, look for the bright side. It's, there's obviously something can be better, but for me, that's like too quick of a bypass. And it also doesn't allow me to be human. and it doesn't allow me to feel the depths of feeling. So for me, emotions are like a dumbwaiter door. If you cut off the bottom, you cut off the top. So my ability to feel ecstasy is directly proportionate to allowing myself to be pissed off, like really pissed off. So I jump up and down and I swear and I fully express myself. I was in the garage door was down, so nobody could hear me. Well, maybe they could hear me, but I didn't care. I was
I can hear
like,
you clear over here.
I was so pissed, and but I time myself. And when I jump up and down or I stomp on the stairs, I literally will go 16, 15, 14, 13, all the way down to one. And then I take a very deep breath through the nose. And then I say, I can't wait to see what good comes out of this.
Yeah.
And then the voice said, write. And I said, I don't have time to write. And the voice said, you do now. So that's the humor.
Yeah.
And so I followed that because I know this voice to be very well guided. It led me to this 900 show award winning podcast that I've been doing since 2012. It led me to that book, that writing ended up being a number one best-selling book on happiness, still sold now at Walmart and Target. um, I know to listen to the voice. And so what I would offer you is, if you haven't already, um, have I call them full vent um, party. I guess it would be you and your wife and you and your daughter, and
Yeah.
really just feel all those feelings, the sadness, and just really fully feel it, and give yourself a hug and embrace that that utter feeling of what the fork. And are you feeling emotional right now?
Not particularly.
Okay, because
Not
I would like
particularly.
I would like you to. I invite you to, and thank you for the finger. Somebody just gave us a finger, not that finger, this finger. They
Oh,
gave us
okay.
a thumbs
I was
up.
gonna say, I can't see any of that. So
Yeah, I know, on purpose, but
yeah.
I see
No,
it,
I
and
got it.
it's a thumbs up. Thank you for that, because I think it is important for you to hold your daughter and let her cry, and you cry with her. And I have a feeling that your wife and yourself as well. I'm guessing that one of you is usually the one that gets leaned on, and I would guess that it's you.
Yeah.
And you're strong, and that's wonderful and beautiful. But I think that I'm being led to recommend for you to expand your dumbwaiter doors,
Yep.
so that you're not just moving along at okay. You're not moving along as in, oh, it's gonna be okay. A cross between Eeyore, all right, and it's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay.
Yeah.
But the beauty of feeling the fullness of your feeling without getting lost in it, without letting your feeling take over you. You're still the boss of the feeling, but you're allowing the feeling to um, open you up like a flower.
I understand that.
Yes, and I want you to do more than understand that, because you're very cerebral. You're extremely smart. You analyze like at the drop of a hat. You're a problem solver, extraordinaire. And you are a beautifully sensitive, creative person. And in order for you to fully access that creativity, is to embrace the side of you that is sad and is, you know, um, just I'm not, not the hours and hours on end, but for you to just, if I were your wife right now, I want you to talk to me like I am your wife or I am your daughter. And I want you to not say, well, I'm guessing that you would normally say, let me take a guess at what what you might say to your wife is, yeah, this is really inconvenient.
What I say to my wife, because our
Uh-huh.
history is that we've been here before.
Hmm.
So when a new wrinkle occurs, or we do have those feelings that I'm not particularly feeling at the moment, when we have those feelings, we do seek comfort in each other's arms and hug. And uh, she will just out of the blue come up and get a hug, and I will at the same time also. And there are times when we do indeed share a very deep emotion and cry and feel it. But I don't see a need. One of the principles that I learned, and I don't know how. Well, let me just say, is that you become aware or make yourself aware of the feeling. You go ahead and experience the feeling, and then you move forward. And you're right. I'm big on finding solutions. I don't. I'm not a worrier. When you
Worry's not a paying job.
No,
And there's actually a beautiful Native American saying that says, worry is a prayer for bad things to happen. So
yes,
I'm
indeed.
definitely not a worrier too.
Yeah,
But
I
if
know.
you, but I just want to, I'm going to push on this just a little bit.
Okay.
Because of your training and because of your strength and because of the role you have in your family, it reminds me of my daughters saying to me, Mom, I can you just let me feel bad
Hmm.
for a little longer?
Yep.
And I think that if you, I'm not even saying it because it's whatever you're doing with your wife and your daughter, I'm sure are wonderful and exactly what they need. I'm saying this for you. I'm saying this for, I want to take care of you the same way that you've been taking care of everybody else. And I want to give you permission just for, let's just do like 2 minutes right now. And I want you to just close your eyes with me. Just try it.
All right.
Okay. And take a deep breath in through your nose and release through the mouth. Soft shoulders, soft elbows, soft knees. Another deep breath in and releasing all the stories and the drama, activating the mind after you've activated the body. And now one more deep breath in and releasing, connecting with me through that out breath in chi, eternal energy, the breath of life. And before you open your eyes, I just want you to identify a color. What color do you see right now?
Okay. Seeing a red color.
Oh, good. And there's a shape. What shape do you see?
It's a fluid round shape. So
Fluid round shape.
changing the diameters are changing uh, in a fluid manner. So the circles is
Mm.
complete, but the edge of the circle is changing shape.
Interesting. Okay. And that's your heart, I believe. And the the way that your heart is flowing and moving is a reflection of the caring that you are, and that you are you're a mover and a shaker and a caretaker and like it's like, you know how, those single cell or the amoebas, and they sort of surround whatever they are uh, um, coming in contact with. Do you see that with me?
I do. That's exactly what I was describing.
Beautiful. I see the same thing. And there is a word actually on a rock that this circle is sort of embracing and moving around. What's that word?
Love.
Mm, beautiful. And the 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 way the love is moving, is there are there is it a is there is there a feeling to it? Is there a texture to it?
Well, it's yes. It's look. It feels like it's ground in stone
It's
and not
feeling
not
okay,
not movable.
not movable.
Not movable.
All right, solid, solid. So the rock is solid, but the round moving edges are moving around that rock solid. Yes.
Yes.
Okay, beautiful. So what is underneath that rock? What is underneath that stone that says love on it?
Solid ground.
Solid ground. Okay.
Mhm.
And um, is there any sound that is that you're hearing? Give me the name of a song title that you're hearing.
I'm hearing a gentle breeze, but I'm not hearing a song title.
Okay. So it's a gentle breeze. And does it remind you of a time or a place from your past?
Yes, it does.
Okay. Are you at liberty to say what it is?
Sure. Sure.
Okay.
It's a time when I sit and meditate.
Okay. And is it a reminder of an actual place that you've been?
Yes, it is.
Okay. And
Uh,
where's that?
it's in Northern California, actually. It's sitting on the side of a hill overlooking a valley at early morning and meditating and grateful for the opportunity to be there. Just
Hmm. And you
and it's
have
peaceful. It's really peaceful.
beautiful, beautiful. And out of, you're sitting there and you're meditating and you hear a rustle and you go and look and you see a beautiful, bright um, figure. And uh, what what color is that individual wearing? Do you
Blue.
see? Blue, beautiful. And is it a he or a she or
It's a,
non-binary?
it's a she.
It's a she, and and she's walking towards you, and she's actually saying something, and you lean in. What is she saying to you?
Hmm. I'm not hearing it.
Okay, so let's take a breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. Soft shoulders, soft elbows, soft knees. And you're just going to sit quietly, and she's coming closer. She's not speaking anymore, but she comes now, and she's standing behind you, and she puts her hands on your shoulders. Do you feel her hands on your shoulders?
I do.
Good. And now she's leaning over and she's whispering in your ear. What is she saying?
Saying I love you.
Beautiful. And is she um, Is she asking you to do anything?
I'm sorry. Repeat the question.
Is she asking you to do anything?
Uh,
I'm
no,
actually I'm
no.
actually getting she's talking to me. That's why you don't hear it. And the two words that I heard is just rest. Very clearly.
Okay.
Just rest. Take a deep breath. And she gave you a very big hug, and now she is turning and leaving where you are. You're sitting there, and you gently come back into that beautiful forest area. And when you're ready, open your eyes. That is the place that I would like you to go when, um, before you enter back into the usual role that you have with your wife and with your daughter and with your company and with the film is to give yourself, maybe after meditation or maybe before meditation, but every day, I want you to put yourself on a timer for 18 minutes and just let yourself go there. This is different than meditation. Meditation is no thought. We want to allow that, break in the head, but this is an actual um, journey and a love trip and a side um, path, so to speak, that you can enjoy and find some rest there.
I do. When I go there, I do find some rest.
And how often would you say you do that?
Ooh, not as much as I used to.
And
So
so
that's
and, and so there you go.
right. Exactly. That's a area I need to make some adjustment.
Yay! I
Yay!
just, this is why I do. I just love being in the receiving mode. And thank you for tuning in. We got another finger, so many did a thumbs up. But thank you so much for playing along with me. And yes, that is the message. That is the message from Beyond Beyond, from all love, from a place of all love, from um, a figure in blue who loves you very much and wants you to just rest. 18 minutes a day. You get those 18 minutes a day. And I get it because I'm the same way. I am so busy trying to help other people feel better that I forget and and I get myself in a pickle because I I'm human and I don't like being human. I really like being put on a pedestal sometimes, which is much to my demise. so, so I'm really glad that we got to do that, and
I do thank you.
yeah, my blessing, my blessing. Yes,
My
yes. So
please.
tell me about your film, and you just never know who's going to hear this or listen to this, and I would love to. Have you had a chance to see my first film, PPP, Post Pandemic Possibilities?
I don't think so. No.
Oh, good. I will ask you to spend 9 minutes to see that and give me some feed, feedback or your reactions to it. The best reaction I've had so far is from a filmmaker, Seth Greenleaf, who said that uh, it was like a vitamin B12 shot for more hope and happiness.
Okay,
So
I will take a look. I will.
beautiful.
I will
Tell me,
indeed.
can you talk about your film?
I can, but I want to be very clear based on the premise that we just set up there that I am not at the moment soliciting funds in this program. Last thing I need is the SEC coming looking for me. They have
Oh
some
yeah.
very specific rules about that. But,
Oh, well then don't do it. I don't
well, I
want you
can
to
tell you
do it.
about the film. I just
Oh,
can't
okay.
talk about
The funding.
the
Yes.
funding of it.
Got it.
Like the film itself, actually written by my wife. Back before we were together, she had a roommate in Ukaipa, I think is where she said it was. And this roommate had a lover, friend, who she had given a vehicle to for a birthday. And then when they broke up, she wouldn't let him take it.
Hmm.
So my wife wrote a short story about that. I mean, completely anonymous, but a short story about that. And I read it and thought, this is a movie. I said, how long would it take you to write a script for me? She says, well, I don't understand the formatting, but I can just write it out. Good. 48 hours. Since that time, it's gone through almost 30 revisions. It's had coverage, it's had all of the other things. I actually pitched it at AFM this past November, um,
AFM stands for.
the American film market in uh, in Santa Monica. I don't know why I'm blanking on Santa Monica for some reason. Yeah, but it's uh, it's a romantic dramedy, is what it is. It's based on a small New Mexico town. It's called Portales. Based on a small New Mexico town where everybody knows everybody, everybody knows everybody's business. That business is fair game for gossip at the bar, at the cafe, and of course at the hair salon. And so the woman who is the lead, this is a female driven picture. You've got a female director, female producer, female star, female writer. So we're trying to make this as much as possible diversified in the many ways that we can, but particularly make it a women's picture. She breaks up with a boyfriend who is now seeing a younger woman. Her old boyfriend, who was best friends with her husband who died in a war, is back in town to take over the role of the retired sheriff. And their former romance rekindles itself with some difficulty. In the process, his father has Alzheimer's
Mm.
and wanders off in the face of a big storm. So the community gathers together and goes to find him. In moments of lucidity, he tells his son, I don't want to live like this. And so in the end, he makes a pretty dramatic decision about how his future is going to be. And at the same time, love wins in the end.
Mm.
So yeah, it's it's not a blockbuster. It's not Marvel. Uh, it's one of those films that, quite frankly, is designed to be. It's a character study, character driven film is
Hmm.
what it is. So that people, for instance, my age, I'm not going to include you in that because it would only be a guess.
Well, you know I'm ageless.
Well, that's true. So people are tired of the COVID stuff and they need some entertainment that's not as heavy as the superhero stuff. Well, okay, well, that's escapism, pure and simple. But they want somebody that they can identify with, somebody whose lives are similar to theirs. And at the same time, they all come together to solve a community problem. So that's the important point
Now,
about it.
have you sound like you've done this before. You've made other films.
Oh, I've made 3 features and something like 30 short films. So yeah,
Ah,
over the last 20 years. So yes, I've done this before.
that's so cool. Now, is that your main job or is that a hobby?
Yes, all of the above. I'm technically retired, um, so technically it's my hobby, but it's also my professional job because that's what I do.
So you're a filmmaker,
I am
and you've been doing this for 40 years,
20,
20 years. Okay,
20,
I
20.
didn't know what the number was.
Actually,
So,
I was introduced to filmmaking by my father when I was 5 years old. He would make little black and white silent movies with the neighborhood kids.
oh, now did you watch The Fablemans?
I have not.
Oh,
Uh,
how could you not?
there's several of them out there that are in a similar category. How could I not? But how could I carve out that much time to watch all of them? And which one do I pick? Which one do I want to watch now?
So, as a filmmaker, now I just met Larry Kazanoff for the first time and
Yeah.
got to
Okay.
you. Did you see that?
I haven't. I know the name. I haven't seen his work.
He did Dirty Dancing, Terminator 2,
I have
Mortal
seen those.
Kombat. Um,
I have seen those years ago. As a
what
matter of
else?
fact, a good friend of mine who was the 1988 Taekwondo women's champion at the Olympics became a stunt woman, and she worked the Mortal Kombat as a stunt woman. Her name is Dana He, also a very bright woman who believes in happiness first. So
Hmm. Now, what's interesting is did I haven't uploaded it yet. So as soon as I upload it, I'll let you know. But it was interesting how Larry Kazanov, this big producer, director, blah blah blah, um, ends up being best friends with Thich Nhat Hanh.
really,
He
that
learned meditation and peace of mind from Thich Nhat Hanh, and ended up making a film about him. So he went there to consult with Thich Nhat Hanh about Mortal Kombat, and ended up becoming a student and best friends with Thich Nhat Hanh. Is that like crazy?
uh, no, it's not. It's a small world. It's
It's a
it's a very
small world.
small world, and those kinds of things. Well, that's law of attraction for you.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah,
Ex-
those kinds of connections are going to be made. That's part of what I have with this film is that little serendipitous connections have been made throughout this whole process, and here we are today further. So it's a small world, and
yeah,
you put it out there, and it will find its way to the person it needs to find.
yeah, absolutely,
So,
absolutely.
but
And
I
it's been a
know
delight getting to speak with you and to spend some time with you. How did you find me?
somebody sent me a link to your site and invited me to come to one of these Friday night things. And so I thought, well, all right, I'll check it out. Very
That's
much similar lines of thinking. And so,
that's
yeah,
how it happened.
that's how
Yeah,
it happens. That is exactly how it happens. And who
that's
knows? Who knows where this will lead? I'm a big fan of the butterfly effect. Who
yeah,
knows what's
for
happening
sure.
right now on the other side of the world as a result of our conversation?
Yes, exactly.
We
So
know
I
some people are giving us a thumbs up.
yes, exactly. Now, I did not know that I would enjoy filmmaking. I call myself an amateur photographer. I've always been attracted to beauty and out, and capturing that on film.
Sure.
And then when social media came, I would do pictures and then, make little posters out of them. And then I started with the video. And next thing I know, COVID hit and I had time on my hands, which I never did before. As a motivational speaker, you're grounded. And I began putting together that short film. And then at the same time, I'm putting together flip clips on social media, and I got approached by Meta and said, "Would you like to be a digital creator?" And I'm like, "I don't know what that is." And they said, "You just keep doing what you're doing, and we'll pay you." And I'm like, "What?" So next thing you know, 100, 200, 300, 500 on a monthly basis just from doing what I normally do. So obviously, I love filmmaking.
Yeah.
And so, what is your advice to me? The film that I did is very motivational. It's not really a film. It's definitely not a film like you're talking about. It's a motivational film. And the film that people have asked me to consider, or even make it as a musical, because I have a musical background,
Okay.
is the story of which is in the book Eight Ways to Happiness. I don't know if I brought it with me. No. So I have a best-selling book uh, that is not a psychologist telling you how to be happy, but it actually goes through all the ways in which I was not happy and how I am the poster child of the 7 out of 10 of us who've had childhood trauma,
Uh-huh.
and then uh, did what we do is choose mates
Yeah.
who resemble and make us feel comfortable with the trauma and create new trauma. So um, the book is, all the ways that you get out of unhappiness, loneliness, hope out of loneliness, faith out of loss, happiness out of control. So those are the eight things. And in the process of writing it, out comes, the things that happened to me as a child and as an adult, and all of those have songs that go with them that I've written in the past that I didn't put together with the book. Now that I think of it, I could have, but that is a screenplay that I know it's already like percolating somewhere. And what's your advice to me on what to do with that? I thought about taking a class on screenplay, how to write a screenplay, um, have someone else, write it for me. But what was your professional 20-year filmmaker advice be to me?
I would say find a partner who can write screenplays because there's specific formatting and specific uh, beats to the process that need to be in it. And your inciting incident on most films needs to be by page 10. So you need somebody who understands that process to collaborate with you in writing the thing. It's not necessarily you're going to turn it over to them or even hire them, although
Mhm.
you can. But then you work with your partner, whoever that is, and rewrite and rewrite and rewrite until it says what you want it to say. And then you make the movie.
Okay.
Now, here's
So
the other thing nobody does this alone. Okay. Nobody makes a movie by themselves. Well, there's some that you don't want to watch those movies. Let me put it that way. But yes, it's a team thing, and it's one of the things that I've been doing lately is talking to people about find your team. Find your team. Here's a 3 point formula, if you will. If you have an opportunity, you're going to have an obstacle, even if it's the one that's right here between your ears, because that's where most of the obstacles are. But you need a team to help you get past that obstacle, to take full advantage of the opportunity. So, my expertise in filmmaking is finding the right people who know how to do the things that they need to do. I know what I don't I know what the outcome needs to be, but I don't have to know their job.
Mm-hmm.
But I know
So,
how to find them.
so why you found me is because you are going to come across
Somebody.
someone
Yes, I
that
am.
you're gonna say, "Oh my God, this would be a perfect writing partner for Dr. Marissa and the screenplay,"
Yeah,
because that's the way my life works.
yeah, yeah. It does. It does.
Yay! All right. Well, I'm gonna run off because this is the end of the hour, and I so appreciate you coming on. I hope that you benefited
Oh, I think
from
I have. I think I have
from
greatly.
Good. I'm so glad. And Just Rest is your new theme song. 18 minutes a day. I expect to get a report back of how many consecutive days you're able to do this.
Fair enough.
And I am very glad that we got to meet in the synchronous way we did. And I want you to have the best life ever and best wishes for all your endeavors. And my my healing and wonderful knowing for your daughter that is perfect, whole, and complete, and knowing that we are all going to end up in the same place, in that love place and peace place, no matter what. And that I know that she has gifts to uh, express and use before that happens. So I'm just wishing,
Absolutely certain of that.
and your wife as well.
Yeah. Thank you.
All right. Thank you.
Thank
Blessings,
you.
peace, and blessings to you, Michael. Bye.
Bye.
And don't forget, every month, last Friday of the month, if you'd like to be part of my Get Happy Hour, just go to drmarissa.life. And because you participated, Michael, you get a free audiobook copy of my
Okay.
best-selling
Yeah.
book, Ways to Happiness from Wherever You Are. I would love for you to pass that on to your daughter as
Do
my
that.
gift to her as well. And that would be wonderful.
It would be. Yes. Thank you.
Yay.
Thank you.
And just a little commercial for next week. We have lots of great shows coming up. We've got one of my old guests who went through molestation from a priest, and he's coming back on to talk about what's happened since then. And his friend, Charmaine, who's a gymnast, who also was part of the molestation in a different setting. So they're coming on next week. I also have Peace Intentions, Dr. John Carter, who gave me the Lifetime Achievement Award. He'll be back on with his colleague talking about the Day of Peace that is coming on the following week. And let's see, got my series as usual with uh, let's see, Yorona Boster, the grief expert, and Alon. We're going to be talking again about sexual appeal. And Sam Works, my Straight Talk with Sam Works, will be talking about sexual addiction. So you've got tons of things to tune in at 8 a.m. every weekday morning on my show. On to podcast number 910.
Wow.
Uh, 570 consecutive weeks on the air. Thanks to all the support that I've gotten from all y'all.
Oh,
So
yeah.
we'll see you in the morning, 8 a.m., NBC News Radio, AM 1050, FM 106.5, and then once a month on Get Happy Hour.
Happy hour.
Yeah,
You will see me popping up from time to time.
wonderful.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you. 谢谢。
Thank you.